And we're back. Shout out, bro, Easy. Yeah, you see the thumbnail title is Being Fat a Choice. Fit women versus fat. Let's see what they gotta say.
You consider me obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese,
Okay.
but it's like medically,
So,
you know.
So like for
So
example,
you're medically obese though?
No,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12 and I was not obese.
Hey, yo!
Welcome back to Middle Ground. I'm John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder, if you are writing a hate comment...
Now you call them fat! No, I'm playing. No, I was thinking about this the other day, alright? My big people out there. You know, I figured some of y'all don't got a problem with being bigger. And, you know, that's cool. And then I tried to think about it a little bit more. I was like, well, you know, if they don't have a problem with it, you know, they're like, you know, I try to equate it to your lifestyle. And irregardless if you have a problem with it, I think there's a lot of baggage that comes with it, being heavier, fat. Yeah, let me know in the comments if that's true or not. I don't know.
You are part of the
I'm
problem.
not fat.
Our first prompt is, your physique is in your control. Will the agreeers please step forward?
She has a question.
I have a question. When you mean physique, can you specify like what exactly are you trying to?
I think physique is like the shape and size of your body. Why were you hesitating?
Because, you know, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight.
What did she say? Thyroids? The hell is a thyroid?
Around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's gonna be healthy for them.
I'm messed up right now. Did she say thyroid? Did she mean to say thyroid? How do you, everybody has thyroids, right?
Gain weight or they can't lose around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's gonna be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it, and that's my goal. So.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that definitely people have ailments, there's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day, what you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may not look like someone you want to look like, your ideal situation, but you can optimize your body to be the highest performance that you think that you can get to.
When I first started working out, I lost 60 pounds, and that included just counting calories. I didn't have to work out as hard. I did the treadmill. I went at an incline, and I just walked the whole time, watching a movie and just walked. I just made healthier choices, and I've been mindful about what I put inside my body.
Like you put in that.
Shout out to you, shorty. How many did she say? 60 pounds? Watching movies. No, that's what's up.
Right? You made those conscious decisions to walk on the treadmill, count your calories. You were super exact with everything, and that's how both of you guys were able to lose so much weight, right? So your physique is 100% in your control. It's just that nobody wants to put the effort in.
Just so we can invite the disagreeers, that's a great point to bring in our disagreeers.
Whoever wants to pick up where we just left off.
So while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat like crap.
That's cap. That's cap. Because I mean, if you're cheap up front, you still have to pay on the back end when you're in the hospital, or I'm sure like bigger clothes probably are more expensive, and the list could go on. I think that's cap. I mean, if you take it to the extreme, but there's a lot of unhealthy food that's also expensive. So it doesn't really. I don't see what she's saying.
If I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper than me going and buying fresh produce and fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive. I've been on a budget, eternally. I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you on that, but I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2, where if I want to cook a whole meal, like depending on what all the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
No. You can't. I might be tripping here. But she said unhealthy food is cheaper than healthy food. If we're talking about a whole meal, I'm sure you can find a lot of shit that's unhealthy to be cheaper than a whole meal. But if I go get a head of lettuce, it's going to be the same amount as that frozen meal. So, I mean, it might not equate to, the deliciousness factor and whatnot, but I'm just yapping.
More.
Yes, but still, you have to think from people who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12 for a week's amount of food.
I hear both. I think that you definitely, in the short-term mindset, it is cheaper. You go to a fast food restaurant, they have like a $1 menu. I think they've even increased the $1 menu now. So, which is crazy. It's like a $2 menu. So that's valid, I think, but I think it's killing us in the long term. Like, it's like that short dopamine effect, the dopamine where you're like, oh, I just need something.
Bro, you go get hella watermelon. You just buy like 10 watermelons.
Right now, I think that's the issue.
I also did want to, just touch on, other than like food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time to cook stuff.
Definitely,
Like if you
100%,
work a full-time
100%.
job, if you have kids and stuff, a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have the time and energy. Like I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes. And it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes to like your mental health. When you are depressed, when you're struggling to even like get through the day, it can be really hard to have that motivation to eat well, to move your body and stuff. So for then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed. So like, please stop with that.
I just wanted to say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it.
It's something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it.
to cut y'all off, but Brie, I just wanted to hear from you.
The question, like, your body is in your control, I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really appreciated you bringing up the food access that you have, the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there, and I'm like,
These people are in America complaining about not being able to get healthy food.
if only everyone had access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that, but people are struggling. They need to pay their rent. They can't just allot that time. They need to prioritize. And I think that's ultimately what is really sad. Everyone would love to take care of themselves.
I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree. Like, there's some of us who are on the fit side that don't have that privileges. I wake up at 4 a.m., have a full-time job. I get it done. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I want to be the highest version of myself, the most evolved version, and she has to show up.
But your life allows it.
No,
Your
I make my life allow
exactly.
it. I
You
surround
do,
myself
but
with
other
that.
people don't have the possibilities that you
They
have.
do. They just
Not everyone.
No.
Nah, okay, so some people are in very shite situations. I can agree to that. However, your life is a product of what you do and how you go about it. So
Stuff like
Other
that.
people don't have the possibilities that you
They
have.
do. They just.
like there's a lot of perspective and awareness that comes into it. Some people think that they don't have any other options. There's other options out there, man. There's a lot of other options, you know. And you know, like the girl said before, it might be lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of time, lack of a lot of things. But all that is, it's perspective at the end of the day. If you don't have time, you make time. You know what I'm saying? If you're ignorant, you become aware. I'm yapping. Let's see if we can get through.
Not everyone, no.
And I also
No.
think there's
You
something
need
to be
from
said.
Gotta put the effort in. That's it.
But I also think too, like let's say for example, you're a teenager and you're like 500 pounds.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
work that you need to do to remedy that,
Why the hell, bro? Who fed you? Who's your parents? Teenager of 500 pounds. £500, you probably got to eat like 5,500 calories, 6,000 calories a day to maintain that. So like, just don't eat, and then you lost half of it in one day. No, I'm playing. But that's crazy.
is ungodly. Like that's really challenging. That's a hard
agree.
thing to do for
I
anybody.
agree.
As opposed to like me, I was really skinny and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. I put on my weight. The results are showing. It looks like I'm working super hard. I make these choices like go girl.
Right.
But that is not the same accessibility that someone can make that change for themselves in different circumstances.
I agree.
So I
My
think
only
that is, like,
caveat is it's hard for both, but it can be done, is my point.
Yeah.
Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I think blind body positivity can be harmful if it's just like always like don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something or improve your quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself to accept you're gonna transform eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get wrinkles, you know, all these things. So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for bigger people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme. I think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
Like women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake up feeling your best. But I feel like especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity. And it's like, I wouldn't want like my
What's
kid.
obese for you?
Like an unhealthy lifestyle.
No,
like
but
overweight.
here's why.
Uh-oh. Shorty finna go off. She the biggest one there, right? What's obese to you? You. No, I'm playing. Never mind.
What's obese for you?
Obese, like a
Like for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you
What's her
consider me
range?
obese?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but it's like medically,
So,
you know.
so like for
So
example,
you're medically obese, though?
No,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12, and I was not obese.
Why do you give a fuck what people think about like how fat you are if you're fat? Like I'm fat, but I'm not obese. But like you're like straddling the fence. You know? I mean, if I was fat, I just wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I'd either change it or like this size, right? I'd change it or just accept it and like tell everybody to fuck off. You know? Like, we can't argue semantics because it doesn't do anything.
Does anybody here,
So,
would anybody here explain what they mean by medically obese? Just-
Exactly.
Like,
At like when you go to the doctor's office and you get weighed on a scale and they'll tell you, oh, you're a little bit overweight, or they'll say you're morbidly obese, you're obese, you're
Because of your
whatever
height.
these things.
I've been hearing those words. You're morbidly obese from your doctor or a doctor. Like, fuck. Like, that shit, like, dedication. That's all I gotta say. You gotta be dedicated to get to that point. Shout out to my fat people, bro. Like, I rock with fat people. I'm not on your ass. There's a lot of weird ass skinny people too. We're all fucked, but this is the topic of the video today. If you feel like I'm picking on you, don't. Cause low-key, I'm kind of fat too, so, but we ain't finna go there. We ain't finna go there.
Like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically considered obese.
So
by my doctors.
And I was obese at, I think it's 30 BMI. Now the BMI, we have come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
Right. It's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so correct. But now
Hey, you
that
can just look in the mirror.
when I was a size 14, I was considered obese. It's smaller than we think.
I think an obese person, and this is not, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese will not be able to go on walks. They will lose their breath. For me, because I am a person that I'm big, but I'm, like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes and I won't lose my breath. I can go on runs, I can exercise. So if for the
you're-
doctors, I'm obese because of the
Yes.
size and the stuff that
Yes.
I am, for the doctors.
Yes.
What the hell is she talking about? She's talking about cardiovascular health. I don't think being obese, I don't think those go hand in hand. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Let's see what she says.
For me, it is not the way that it works because an obese person, I've had friends who are skinnier than me. We go on walks and they're losing their breath.
So for you, obesity is just the health parameter of how physical you can be. For you, it's not a physical manifestation of the body.
What the doctor, when that doctor says that bad word, he's looking on a chart versus saying you
How
can't.
many people have
but he's
been
saying,
bad
But listen,
diagnosed?
he's not saying you're ill and you can't walk up that hill.
I've
you,
had
you
doctors
go,
say that to
you
me.
go, I
That's
have
the
that.
thing. I've
that's,
had doctors
I'm
say that
obese
to
and I
me.
can still walk
So-
up that hill. And that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also down the road, absolutely it's gonna mean you're ill. You're lucky with your genetics currently. Down the road, it's not gonna be the same
But
story.
this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not active.
No, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're
Okay.
saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have had doctors tell me that.
Tell you what?
That I'm obese and that I
Yes.
cannot exercise, that why am I not exercising, why am I
Yes.
not doing the effort. There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had. And I've gotten medicated for things that I've never had. So it's like, it's
Hey, yo.
too, so.
Just we went down a tangent
Yeah.
from it. I want to.
Oh my God, you could
we're
say
talking
that.
about we're talking about body
Yeah,
positivity. Whether we think
I was looking at the seat. I'm like, there's one more seat. Where's Shorty at? Where the last girl? I didn't see her back there. I think this girl's in denial though. Just a smidge.
it promotes unhealthy habits, we're going to bring in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then continue the convo.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that. The vast, vast majority, I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me, is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself. Like, you know, I don't think.
So why didn't they call it body acceptance? Since that's what we're trying to get at here, right? All these damn terms, body positivity. Like, why?
Anybody should be hating themselves. So that to me is what body positivity is about. And it's also about equality in how people are treated. Like, for example, Lizzo gets called out so much on like, oh my God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like, it's so disgusting. But Chappell Roan, who, God, I love Chappell Roan, was at Gumball and came out as Statue of Liberty and had her ass out. Did not see a single person online saying, so why does she have her ass out? You know, it's like, it's a double standard. People inherently hate fat bodies and don't think they should be seen in society.
I actually disagree with that because I do see people hating on Chappell Roan for the way that she looks and her outfit.
Got him! Yeah, nah, I fuck with her. She's like, yeah, I'm obese. You know, what you said is cap. You know, I seen people talking shit, you know. I fuck with her. Cause she could just be quiet and be like, I'm fat, so I'm gonna let the fat girl speak. But
And there's going to be hate on both sides.
Of course, there's going to be hate, but I meant like the volume of hate that Lizzo gets compared to Chappell Roan. Like, I would say, like, it's much smaller. Like, you constantly hear about like Lizzo, and you know.
I have a question. About Lizzo. Okay,
Always comes back to Lizzo.
One of the few. Okay.
She's lost weight too.
I know.
She's lost a lot of weight right now.
One of the few times I saw her streaming, she had this gorgeous cake was gifted to her, enormous. Went in with it with a fork and was eating constantly and talking to the camera while she was streaming. The volume of the cake that she ate, I just went, oh my God, how many people are watching this? It was a horrible representation. I hated every moment of it. What do you have to say about that?
Well, my question would be, if there was a thin person doing that, would you have had that same reaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, cake is kind of nasty as hell. Like, I don't like the icing. Hell no. Every party might take a little bite. Shit, I can't do cake. Yeah. I want to see this video. I wonder how big the cake was.
Okay, then I think it's more about, like, she's not promoting obesity by eating cake on camera. She's just, eating cake
But
on camera.
if she's the representation of body positivity and she's behaving this way.
I have taken a weight loss drug. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Just her? Oh no! That's cap. Maybe not, because the big ones are big. Yeah, I knew Shorty got some work done. She was one of them.
I guess everybody's perfect.
I'm like trying to see like what do we define as drug?
I think we're talking about the
Like
weight-
Ozempic?
Pills
Yeah.
Weight loss drug. Apple cider vinegar. Yup. I don't know. Heroin, I'm sure. Yeah, they got a lot of them.
Wait, well, any
Like diet pills?
drug that you've taken.
Yeah, wait, I'll
Sorry. But yeah, come on in. Let's hear your story too.
I have used weight loss drugs before I knew the power of them in college and that you could get them over the counter, but they were incredibly strong and probably needed to be controlled at that time. But I was so obsessed with my body size. I've pretty much my whole life, and that's just the culture, American culture that I was raised in and lived in, and so I would try drastic means, and I've done things that would just get you super wired. Even as an adult, once I figured out how to eat, I gained the weight back during the lockdown, like a lot of people did, and I go, gosh darn it, I was so upset, and I took a prescription weight loss drug that was prescribed by a doctor, and I was able to drop the weight quickly. I used it as a biohack. I used it short term just to get the weight off, because once the weight is off, now it's on you. You have to know how to eat.
So this is more recently.
Yep, and this is absolutely recent.
Was
too.
it like Ozempic, something like that?
Phentermine. You can get it prescribed. It's a controlled substance. It's hardcore, but it takes the thought process out of your mind. That thing, that monster that always tells you you're gonna get your next serotonin kick by that food, and you're hyper focused on eating, and it takes that monster, it stops talking. So now when the monster stops talking, you go, I can control this. I can make changes in my lifestyle in order to make healthier decisions to keep the weight off that I just lost with this drug, and yeah.
I was so desperate to lose weight. I was like on TikTok scrolling through, and like they were.
Can't you just eat something else though? Like you could just eat something not unhealthy or fattening, or as my girl would say, with 0 points. I don't know. To make the monster go away at least. Just eat something else, man. Cause at a certain point, it's like how addicted are you? You know, how addicted are you? You got demons in your head because you hungry, bro. Like, I'll be pissed when I'm hungry. I ain't gonna cap. But you just eat something healthy.
Were sharing like, oh, this drug does this and this is that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just blindly buy this thing, and showed up at
Do
a
you know
horrible
kind of
time
what
for
kind
me.
of drug it was?
It was a pill that I took, and it like suppressed my want to eat food. But it also like had some really bad side effects. Like when I would eat, I would feel sick after, and I realized like, oh, I'm feeling horrible all the time and having this energy low and like just feeling physically sick.
How long were you on it?
I was on it for 2 months maybe.
Did you lose weight?
I lost some weight, but as soon as I got off of it, I gained all of that weight back.
Yep.
So I've heavily considered taking Ozempic, but I've decided not to, because you either have to stay on that drug long term to keep those effects, or if you get off of it, most people are gonna gain the weight back. So I'm no longer interested in anything that is not a complete lifestyle change. Like for me, I have learned over the years that I would prefer to be fat and happy than thin and miserable. So like right now, I'm just trying to, eat less processed food, stay away from like.
Isn't that gonna help her be skinny though? Like the processed food is like the.
Sodas and stuff for the most part, but I will never count calories, like, or because to me that leads to disordered eating habits.
Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking, so I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put
Yeah, you see how, see the only one who sat down, but if they asked fit men are more attractive than fat men, I'm sure there'd be more seats, butts in the seats. But when they excluded it to women, it's We're all beautiful in our own way.
Put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy. So that kind of shows that we have something in common, something that we can work on.
Your physical looks will disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very petite, tiny woman, grew up in the Philippines. My grandpa the same way. Now they're a little bigger, they're more comfortable. 50 years later, still in love. My grandpa always makes jokes. Like, when I remember growing up, he was like, this is Burger King and this is McDonald's. I'm the king and I'm loving it. And I'm like, that's my grandpa. He showed me, like, you can appreciate a woman through all the changes, you know? Like,
Exactly.
And that's why I love, like, I could be, once I get skinny, like, my boyfriend can still love me, but maybe he loves me more because how I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh, it's always going to be the fit woman is more attractive than the plus size woman. I just don't think that's true. Like, there's a lot of beautiful fit women. There's also a lot of not very
Yeah, but it's to you. I think it's your personal opinion, not what everybody else should or does think, or you know.
beautiful ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? To assume that size will always equal more attractive, I just think is like,
And attraction is very multifaceted. You know, there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of, you know, like attractive qualities. But if we're going based off of just fat or fit, I don't think it's that hard to discern between the two. Choose. If you took a poll, I think it'd be like this.
Can I get to the yes? Sweet, yeah.
case by case basis.
Because I'm more on the healthy side.
Well, you can be thin and not healthy.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah,
clear.
yeah,
exactly.
But the biggest issue I have with what you said, I disagree with you. I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like, I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive. Like, that's, it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have was what you said about men being attracted to you more just because you're
same
fit.
woman
I
is
think
fat
that
or fit.
that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married. As a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical
like
attractiveness.
Shawnee
It has
O'Neal,
nothing to
that's
do
what she
with
looked
if
like.
someone else deems you as attractive. It's like
Sean, I don't
just
know.
solely based on the physical. So I 100% disagree with you.
That's why.
I was debating actually stepping forward because
That shit bugging me the whole
of just
time.
what society has taught me my whole life is like, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful.
You're here. You have to speak to yourself kindly. Be nice to yourself. Your family members, how would they tell somebody else that's speaking to you?
I see you screaming at her. No, it was alright video. It was straight. You know, they had good banter, back and forth. I'm surprised they didn't really go for each other's like necks as much as the guys did in their video. It was a good video. Shout out to my fit. Shout out to my fat. One love.